just making a video to have a talk about the quality of some of the adverts that go up online on the job boards like Total Jobs and Reed, Monster, CV Library, all those things. Because I know it's something that you feel really passionate about, and rightly so. Like, you know, just, I guess really this is coming back to our overall mission of really increasing the quality of the perception of what it is to be a recruiter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I think you found one or two today that we just want to just highlight, and maybe it could be helpful to recruiters or employers.
Yeah.
You know, if they pick up some tips from our critique of these adverts and why it is so important. I mean, tell us why do you think it's so important that what's going out is of the highest possible standard?
Well, firstly,
apart from the obvious,
these adverts took me about 10 seconds to find, so there is a multitude of them being done as badly as this. I think there's two main reasons which it's a bugbear for me. Firstly is when you're putting these adverts and this text out there, you're putting your kind of reputation on show. Mm-hmm. You're saying, this is the work I produce. It's a very obvious and a very open way of seeing the quality really of a recruiter in terms of the adverts you put out there. Secondly, you have a duty to your clients to represent their company in the best possible light. And if you're getting their job spec and you're copying and pasting it and just whacking it online, are you really earning your fee there?
I don't think
the copy, the Control C, Control V is one of the biggest bugbears.
Got to avoid that, right?
You do have to avoid that. And I must admit, when I was starting out and I was so busy and so eager to do as much as I could, I was guilty of doing that. But this isn't, the best way of doing it. It just makes complete sense, and I see the difference in the quality of applications.
Yours are tried and tested to the point where you've got CV Library calling you up to tell you that some of the adverts you posted were like top ranked. Yeah, it's nice to receive that recognition.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. The reason I've chosen this one is it kind of ticks a couple of boxes. So first of all, the control and paste. I mean, that is very obvious, but that recruiter has got that job spec from that client, they've copied and pasted it. I can't see anything there which would tell me why I would want to work for that company. Yeah. It really doesn't. What opportunities am I going to have there? Yeah. What am I going to get from it? And that really is the mindset the candidate should have. It is a candidate-driven market. So the control and paste, job spec, and the lack of any information about the client. I mean, you can see they put more text into them about us than they do about the actual job. Yeah, which is ridiculous. Yeah, like the agency, they should be putting all of their time into telling the candidates why the client's so great.
So this is a multi-skilled engineer. Yeah. First observation like yours is it's got a total lack of a dynamic introduction.
Yeah, I mean, it's led by location Banbury. Yeah. Which is, one of the last things. You've got to bear in mind, 51% of candidates use mobile devices to search. So that's realistically, that page, which we're probably looking at now, is all they're going to see. Yeah. Is that going to inspire them to say, yeah, do you know what, I'm going to invest my time, I want to apply to this, and I want to get, I want to really, that's sold to me, I want that role.
It's probably fair to say that you as a recruiter, when you put your time in the front end to produce that advert, you're reducing the amount of applications you're going to have to go through, because if people aren't seeing the information they need right at the beginning, people are guilty of just clicking and applying for whatever. If it's got that dynamic opening statement and it's clear about what's required, then you're going to get a better quality applicant, and B, you're going to reduce the amount of irrelevant applications as well.
You allow people to self-regulate. You allow people to say, do you know what, that's not actually for me, I'm not going to waste my time. But you can only do that if you have the intro, the key points, and then why they should work, why the candidate should want to work for the client. Now I want to show you another advert, which is which kind of links into the first part. I have a real thing about agencies being so paranoid about other agencies finding out who the client is. They just remove any identifiable information whatsoever. So it is literally the most generic of generic. It just reads like something I don't know, it's ridiculous. So I think, as you can see from this advert again, it's just...
Is that is that a telltale sign they haven't got real buy-in from their client, do you think?
I think it's a mixture of things. I mean, realistically, they don't back themselves. So following on from the application, they won't tell the candidates who the client is until just before interview stage, until they get the address of where they're going. That to me is crazy because candidates through the process, and you know which good consultants will guide them through, is candidates need to do their due diligence on the company. You know, is it somewhere I want to work? Is this an employer I want to work for? If they don't know, you know who they're working for, they can't make that informed decision. They'll take a day off work, they'll travel 40, 50, 60 miles to go to an interview just to find out it's actually nowhere near what they're looking for. So I think it comes back to, firstly, the recruiters not backing themselves so they can fill that role. Secondly, you know, that they're so worried about other competition, you know, that they just would rather keep it to themselves and not do it. That's not right. I think it's healthy to have competition. I think it's healthy for, you know, to have that in the back of your mind. You know, there are other agencies out there. There's a lot of bad ones, but there's some really good ones who will want to take my business. If they work harder than me and they produce better results than me, then, you know, I'll hold my hands up. So I think, you know, recruiters have to back ourselves a little bit more and say, do you know what, I'm not too fussed if you know the identity of the client. Obviously, again, you have a duty to shield the client a little bit from people peppering them, but you need to tell the candidate enough about the company for them to want to work there.
Yeah, and if you've backed yourself enough at the beginning and you've got the client buy-in, ideally you're in a position where you're working this exclusively.
Absolutely.
On a retained basis.
Yeah, anyway. 100%. That should always be the the basis. It'll always be the aim. Absolutely.
Good stuff.
And I just think, you know, when candidates see these generic rubbish job specs, it brings the whole reputation of a profession down. Because, you know, people aren't investing time into this. Well, how have they earned their fee writing this?
Yeah. So what about some top tips or things that you always include in your adverts that we could share with anybody that's watching this who is about to, you know, write an advert to go up on one of these job boards?
Sure. So for me, the most important thing is taking a full brief from a client. You know, and that either face to face or, you know, some good time on the phone, because you need to understand the language and the tone in which the clients speak. I think that's very much kind of underutilized skill that people are using. You need to understand what kind of person they're looking for and write your advert accordingly, because you write your advert for your audience. So you need to know if you're looking for someone who's very creative, you know, very dynamic and has worked, let's say, in marketing, you're going to write that completely differently to as if you're looking for an accountant who has worked in practice for 20 years, is in a very corporate environment. So you need to know your audience. Secondly, you've got to bear in mind the time in which people look and spend reading adverts. You know, you need to be concise, you need to be direct, you need to really tell the people, tell the candidates very concisely why they would want to work for that client. I think just long lists of bullet points, it's just boring and laborious. People will read the first two, very read the last one. The middle ones get missed out. You can probably put anything in there and people can read it. Secondly, you need to tell the candidates what's in it for them. What am I getting? So I don't accept just putting holiday, pension and a parking space is a reason to want to work for a company. That should really, parking space aside, that's standard stuff. You know, is 20-day holidays the absolute minimum they can give you? Is that really a benefit? That's a statutory right. If for 25 days holiday, great. 28, 30, brilliant, put that. But if it's just 20 days, that's all right. It's not a, you know, it's not a benefit.
I rarely see in adverts where consultants are talking about describing the culture of a business, or talking about the work environment, which is more and more important these days.
Massively, and I think it's something which is underutilised. They may put the generic, you know, sentence of a great team working there, or something along those lines. But does that really tell you what the office is like? You know, what it's like to work there? Not really. And it is important, you know, for the candidates to know that.